This is Her Confidence Her Way podcast, episode 50. Are you feeling not confident? Are you telling yourself, no, you're not good enough? You know you can do more. And you know you're better than who you are right now. Ladies, it's not time for you to give up on who you are. Welcome to Her Confidence Her Way podcast. I am Emiko Rasmussen, a confidence building coach and host of this podcast. Each week, I will bring you guests or lessons that will help you to break through your limiting beliefs, fears, and barriers so that you can start building your own confidence and do what you really want to do without worrying about someone else's opinion. We all have a gifted talent that no one can copy, and we're here to let our talent shine. So don't limit yourself. Are you ready to begin your confidence breakthrough journey and discover your true self? Let's go. This episode is sponsored by My Confidence My Way Online Academy. Do you have something you have been wanting to do for a long time, but you can't take your first step because you're feeling you're not good enough? You are not alone. There were so many things that I have been wanting to do, but I just couldn't do it because I wasn't confident enough. I would ask myself, am I good enough to do this? Isn't it embarrassing if this doesn't go well? I am really afraid of being judged. It all comes to 私なんかじゃ無理でしょ. Are you asking the same questions to yourself like I did? This was definitely me a couple years ago, and I finally figured it out how to take that first step towards what you have been really wanting to do. This is focusing on your strengths. If you are feeling the same way as I was feeling, you are focusing on the wrong things. And guess what? You also don't have to be confident to start something. 私なんかじゃ無理と思っている自分から、こんな私だからできるという自分を見つめ直し、本当の自分に自信を持って2018年を過ごしていきませんか? This is your time to take the one step towards what you really want to do. And I want you to give a permission to believe yourself.And we can do this together. 3週間で自分の強みを理解し、自分を信じる力をぐっと上げる。アクションアイテムがぎゅっと詰まったコース。今までやりたかったことへの一歩を踏み出し、自分のゴールを達成していきませんか? If you want to know more about My Confidence My Way Academy, make sure to go to www.theanystyle.com/myconfidencemywayacademy.From there, you can sign up for the wait list and you can get the special price. You will also be the first one to get notified when more information becomes available. If you sign up for this wait list, you get to have the 期間限定 special price. And of course, the special bonus. The value of this course is going to be over $500.But if you have signed up for the wait list, you are getting it under $100. So you should definitely sign up and find out what you're going to learn within 3 weeks and what are the bonuses and how I am going to be supporting for this journey. Remember, you have a gifted talent that no one can copy, and you are here to let your talent shine. So don't limit yourself.Hello ladies and welcome back to the another episode of Her Confidence Her Way podcast. My name is Emiko Rasmussen and I am your host. For those who are listening to this episode every week, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your support. And for those who are listening to this episode the very first time, welcome and thank you so much for finding this episode.I hope that you will like this episode and you will go back and download more. Before we dive in, I wanted to give you a heads up that if you are listening to this podcast with the small children, I suggest that you would listen to this episode when you are alone. And it's not because I'm saying some bad stuff. It's just I do not want to break the magic of the Christmas. And you'll understand why as you listen. Now I have taken care of a important announcement. I would like to do a shout out. This shout out goes to Now. I know I have several now as my coaching clients and for my podcast listeners, so I'm going to say now. I would like to say thank you so much for sending me this wonderful holiday card. I just cannot believe it was actually shocking. I did not expect that I would receive a thank you holiday card from my coaching client. So thank you so much for sending this card. It's so cute with all the Santa Claus, with all the Christmas trees and everything. And she also made a bookmark with the leaves of holy trees. And yes, I really love it. I actually have started using it already. So with my book that I'm currently reading. So thank you so much for sending me. Oh yeah, and then she also sent me with green tea. I love green tea, so thank you. And in there she said, first of all, congrats on your first anniversary of your podcast, and you always inspire me, and I believe women all over the world as well. So thank you so much. I just cannot thank you enough. This is so much to me. It means a lot. And I want you to all know that sending a thank you card, especially the one with handwriting, it just moves people's heart a big time. So if you have a chance doing so, for maybe we still have some time for 2017. So if you have someone who you think that you really want to thank, I highly suggest sending a thank you card. And now, thank you so much. I need to catch up with you and find out what you're up to. Okay, this episode makes a 50th episode. So I would like to take a moment to celebrate my milestone of hitting 50th episodes. Yay! And when I was preparing for this episode, I was thinking about what to talk about. And I thought that I am going to share some of the lessons that I have learned as a working mom. Because as you know, I am a mom of 2, and being a mom is a huge role in my life. I'm especially a working mom, and so many people ask me, how do you do this thing? Being a mom and doing this podcasting and working full-time and all that. So I have answered that question for you guys. So go back to listen to episode 49 for that. So this episode, I am going to share the 10 lessons that I have learned as a working mom. Before we dive in, I also wanted to talk about this beautiful holiday season. It's amazingly beautiful outside. It's nice and cold. It's not as cold as I'm pretty sure any other states or even Japan. I know it's getting cold, but here in San Diego, California, SoCal, is still warm. But anyways, I wanted to share one of the holiday traditions at the Rasmussen's family. As a mom who grew up in Japan, there are so many things that I needed to learn on top of just being a mom. What I mean is that there are so many things that I had to learn as a mom because I did not grow up within the American culture. And there are so many, how to put that, like a childhood tradition or a kids things that the kids do here in US, and I had to learn that. And it can be, for example, baby shower, tooth fairy thing, or I don't know how to say omamagoto in English, which I later learned it called play family. or how to throw a birthday party the way how the other American families are doing it. And of course, this Christmas thing too. For example, in Japan, being a Japanese woman, or it doesn't matter a woman or a man, but being a Japanese, writing a nengajo, New Year's card is kind of like a very traditional thing. But here in US, holiday card is a thing where you send holiday card around this time, or maybe obviously you have to start a little bit early, but around the holiday, and you would say happy holiday. Or there are some other people who don't necessarily celebrate Christmas because it's a Christian thing, and then some people celebrate like Hanukkah and other things. So we have to be very aware of how you say it. Some people are very sensitive, and so instead of saying Merry Christmas, you can say Happy Holidays. Anyways, and the holiday gift thing for teachers, that's something that I did not learn. I did not know. So if your kids are going to daycare, preschools, you have to bring something. I don't think it's a have to. It's not a mandatory thing, but it's a way of showing thank you. You're giving a gift to the teachers, and also at school too. So my older one goes to elementary school. So I gave her teacher a gift card. And there are other things I had learned, which is a Christmas gift. Exchanging Christmas gift within the family. I was like, what is this? When I was growing up in Japan, I got Christmas gift from Santa. And my parents didn't do anything. I don't know. Maybe it's just our house. I don't know. You let me know, okay? Let me know how you guys celebrate your Christmas. Because within my Takahashi family, we didn't do the exchange within the family. So it was kind of a shock when I first got married with my husband, and we got together as a family. And my husband, he is not a type of person to actually buy gifts and stuff, so he didn't really tell me anything. And everybody gave me a gift, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I didn't have anything. So I had to say excuse, like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe we forgot all of your gift at home, type of things. So now I know. And starting, I don't know, for a couple of years ago, we as the Rasmussen family agreed that we don't buy anything for adults anymore, because sometimes I get stuck with some, I should not say this, but some crappy gifts. Like, I don't know how I am going to use it, and then I ended up regifting it or returning it if they provide a those gift receipt. So we decided that we only do it for kids. So it's better. It's a stress-free, right? It's less gifts that I have to worry about, because right now at the shopping mall, every single shopping malls, it's so busy. They have extended hours, and I actually live right across the street from the mall, which is very convenient, but it's actually, for this season, it's very hard because it's so busy, and just to get to places, it's traffic everywhere. Okay, so the tradition that I wanted to talk about is a thing called Elf on the Shelf. And this is no exception that I had to learn as well. So this one, a long story short, just to quickly explain what it is that on December 1st, Elf will show up at a house, and every night the elf goes back to North Pole, to Santa, where the Santa is. Of course, the elf can fly with the Santa's magic. And the elf report the Santa if the kids were good or naughty. And then the one important rule is that you cannot touch the elf or the magic will go away. And the elf cannot talk, and the elf can only listen, and he is taking notes. So that's kind of the story. Obviously, when I say on December 1st, the elf will show up, that means we as a parent. So hope you are not listening in this podcast with your kids, because I don't want to ruin this magical story. Obviously, I don't want my daughters to listen to this episode for sure. But anyway, so Yes, maybe I should put that. I'm recording this. Maybe I will put a little announcement before we start this podcast. Anyhow, so it's a parent's job. It's a parent's seasonal job. So, mom and the dad had to remember, okay, it's going to be December 1st. That means we have to put Elf somewhere. And then it is at the Rasmussen's house, our family, we started this tradition last year. So this is our second year. First, when you receive an elf, then you have to pick a name for her. So obviously there are elves, and then it can be a girl or boy. For us, we didn't know. I thought that it's elf is just only boy. So we didn't buy the girl version. We bought the boy version. And we had named our elf Alfie. So going forward, I will refer him as Alfie. And Alfie will be changing his position every night, and this is my husband's seasonal duty. There are sometimes we are so close to forget about it, but I have been waking up really early in the morning this past couple months, so I was able to change the location before the kids wake up. But it is very cute when the kids wake up. I mean, I don't even have to wake them up for this month. The December is the only time that I do not need to wake them up, because they will wake up on their own. They will get up and they will run. My two girls will compete who's gonna find Alfie first, and then they will say, "Hi, Alfie," and then they will write a note and letter, and my older one, she'll write a letter and say, "Hi, can you bring this one to Santa? I know I wasn't being good today, but I will be better," and all that. So it is very cute. And yes, so this elf on the shelf is the other thing that I need to learn, but this is one of the things that I'm very looking forward for this holiday season. Okay. So I am about to dive into my 10 lessons of being a working mom. 10 lessons that I have learned of being a working mom. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. So there you go. Number 1. There is no such a thing as a perfect mom. 完璧なママは必要ないです。There are so much expectation, or is it high expectation on myself, and I try to do everything so perfect. I mean, I go to Pinterest. I don't know if you know what Pinterest is. Pinterest is it's an application. It's like a Facebook or Twitter. It's another social media that you can use. There are so many things that you can find. So you search something, and then there are a bunch of pictures show up. It's like a Instagram, but then once you click on that picture, then you can jump into the website, and it's very helpful, especially when you're kind of like getting some ideas for birthday party themes or decorations or how to organize these things, whatever that is. So yeah, check it out, Pinterest. Anyway, so going back to being a perfect, I sometimes many of the times I go to the Pinterest and I try to be that Pinterest perfect mom, but obviously I am not that crafty. In reality, I mess up all the time. I fight with my kids. I get frustrated and sometimes being really tough on my kids. For example, when my kids are decorating a gingerbread house, they are making a huge mess first, and then 2, many of those frosting and the candies are just going to their mouth, not going on to the gingerbread house. I told them that this is not how you do it, and I was so mad. But then I looked at myself from the window's reflection of the mirror, or it was the window actually, and I saw a scary, crazy mom, which is me, my face was like really scary, and that shocked me. Like, wow, I cannot believe that I'm just so mad at this gingerbread house thing. And I was just telling my kids, like, no, you can't do this. You need to look at this box and you need to do it the way how it looks like. And I mean, that really shocked. So by looking at my reflection with a crazy, scary face really stopped me and made me realize, who cares if the gingerbread house looks perfect or not? And the lesson is really, it is okay to let your kids to be creative, and we don't have to make everything perfect. Kids are not looking for a perfection. They just love you, like you as a mom, and being a caring mom. So yeah, let's forget about being a perfect mom, okay? Lesson number 2. Understand what your kids want, not yours. 子供の気持ちを大切に. As a mom, we all want the best for our own kids, right? Of course, I want my kids to have the best experience, the best learning environment, and the best of everything. For example, I still remember until this day. Back then, I wasn't a mom when I saw this scene, and which I am about to explain. I was at the gym, and I was changing in the locker room. Then this family came, and then this kid was just screaming and not wanting to go to the swimming lesson. And the mom was going nuts, and she goes, I am paying a lot of money for you, and I cannot believe you are behaving like this, such a brat. And the kid said, Mom, but I don't want to go to the swimming lesson. When I was looking at the family, and then, well, as being a single, I was married at the time, but I didn't have a kid. And then in my head, I'm like, oh no, being a mom means I have to deal with this. Like, I got kind of scared a little bit, but it is good to give an opportunity for the kids, but you just cannot push the kids to do things. As a working mom, I feel like everything is go, 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 go. So sometimes I forget to ask how my kids are doing, right? Are they enjoying? And instead, I get mad at my kids if they're not being active within the class or not engaging. And I kind of penalize them, like, well, I'm really busy and I'm making the time to take you to this lesson or whatever that is. And no, that's not how the conversation goes, right? Take the time and touch base with your kids. That is so important. Lesson number 3. It is okay not to cook every meal. ご飯は毎回手作りじゃなくてもいい. I had an expectation that I needed to cook every single meal. I don't know how I got this idea anyways. But anyways, so my role now is to feed my kids, and it does not matter how the meal is prepared. For example, as a working mom, time management isn't an issue. And a person like me who does not like to cook or does not enjoy cooking, it's really hard to think of what to cook and think about all the recipes. And I know I should be doing like a batch cooking or, thinking about planning a meal for a week or whatever. But no, that is not really my priority because I don't enjoy. There are times that I do a boxed mac and cheese or cheese quesadillas or even frozen pizza. Those pizza is something that I get it from my kid's birthday party or the birthday party that I go. And then sometimes the moms are like, yeah, we have plenty of pizza. Can you take some pizza home? And I'm like, sure. And I wrap them really well and then put them in a freezer. So that can be a meal for kids. The lesson here is really, we gotta do what we have to do. And buying food is acceptable. But it is my responsibility, and of course the mom's responsibility, to feed something healthy meal, right? So you can't just feed McDonald's all the time. You cannot just give them whatever the processed food all the time. I don't think it's healthy. But obviously, you know the balance. So there you go. Lesson number 4. It is okay to have fun. Most of the time, the problem is you, the mom. ママだから忙しいから楽しめないは言い訳。We have to make a priority to have our own time. And it is important to remember that self-care is not selfish. I think that the idea of, I'm just too busy, I don't have the time, I can't do this because my kids are too young, and I get it. It's all about understanding your season of life. So if your kids are a baby, newborn baby, or even maybe under age of 3, maybe that's not going to be the best time to, leave your child to someone else's house and, go have some fun. But the time will come. So look at it in a long, long run. And also allow others to help you and give yourself a time. And this is something that I feel like as a mom, we are trying to do everything. And then we feel like giving a task to somebody or asking help is a failure. I can't say the word failure as a mom. But that's not the truth. The truth is, if you can understand and learn how to get a help, then you can get so many things done. I mean, you don't have to do so many things done, but you will have your own time as well. And the way how you have fun is also changing. So obviously not a going to a nightclub and dancing, but you can still go to the party, which is the kids' birthday parties, and those are fun because you can meet with new people. And I know for those people, I hate meeting with new people. I get it. But, just watching the kids having fun is fun. And then maybe, I don't know. I know some people don't like to talk, but it's a good time to really meeting with new people. And also making new mommy friends is the other thing as well. So, yeah, no more making excuses and start putting a priority to have fun. Lesson number 5. Give the task to your husband. 旦那に任せる. I used to give my husband a choice of tasks. And I would ask him, hey, which one do you want to do? Do you want to do this one or this one? Now, I do not do that anymore. Instead, I tell him, I need you to do XYZ. I need you to do this and do this and do this. Sometimes my husband will say, why do I have to help on this? Ladies, listen. No, he is not helping me. It is called he is taking care of his own kids. So I told him when he said that, I was really mad, and I told him, no, you are actually not helping me. You are taking care of your own children. And he had nothing to say. So the lesson here is, so many times we as a mom want to take a control over everything. And you, of course, you want to do everything on your way. But you don't need to, now you need to really allow your husband to let him do his own way. And let him figure it out. That's important, right? Okay, number 6. Say sorry to your own kids. 子供に謝ること. This is a hard one. I'm still working on this. There are times that I'm being too strict, or I don't even know how to say this in English. So, 怒りすぎてしまった時, and of course, I'm still usually go. So sometimes my kids are just not listening, and I'm like, and that's when I drop my emotion. let go of my emotion, and I know it's not good, so don't do it. It's those times I need to take a breather, right? Or sometimes I need to remove myself from the situation and just kind of like count 10 and stuff. That's like a thing called peaceful parenting. So if you are interested in learning those, you should definitely search for peaceful parenting, and you'll find a lot of resources out there. Remember, each child has their own feeling and they get hurt. People will not remember what you say or what you do, but they will remember how they feel. It is a great opportunity to really say sorry and explain why you're mad. And this can be a great opportunity to also learn each other and say how we as a mom and a kid can work together and make the situation better. So I know sometimes it's hard to say sorry, I get it, but kids also deserve an apology. Moving on to number 7. Pick your battle. 時には目をつぶって子供との言い争いを避けること。Like I said earlier, kids have their own feeling, right? So you cannot make everything on your way. Clothes are not matching. It happens all the time, but who cares? Kids are not going to the fashion show as long as they're wearing a season appropriate clothes for the weather, or you're following the dress code or whatnot. It is okay. And as long as kids are not going to be in danger, let them do it and then let them figure it out and learn. It is going to be, learning is a great experience, right? And making mistakes or sometimes getting hurt, not in a dangerous way, they will learn better. So it is okay. Number 8. Don't forget about you. ママであること以上に自分でいることを大切に。As a working mom, we tend to forget about yourself, right? Because we are so busy with just the work and the kids and everything. So when you take your hat as a mom, you will have many other roles. Of course, as a career woman and a wife and so many other things. And just don't forget to take off your mommy hat sometimes. Mommy can take a break and enjoy about being you. Dishes can wait. Laundry can sit in a dryer for a day or even a week if you really want to. You can use it as a drawer. Sometimes that happens at my house. Anyway, so yeah, but I know, like, as a mom, we cannot really take a sick time, right? When you're sick, you still have to be a mom, but I know it's hard. You have to really take care of yourself if the mom is not happy and the family is not happy. The other thing that I want to remind you is the role as a wife. There is this thing called date night, which I've never heard of it before when I became a mom and I started hearing this term date night. So it's basically spending the time and going on a date with your husband again. So that way, obviously when your kids are older and once they are out of the house, you don't want to see your husband and say like, wait, who are you? Like, obviously this cannot happen, right? So taking the time and going out for a movie or have a nice dinner together without kids. That's the point. So like for me, I have been doing a rock climbing with my husband, and I recently went to have a movie date, and we watched the Star Wars The Last Jedi. I love that, by the way. I will definitely talk about it for maybe other episodes. It's still new that I don't want to ruin the story. So yeah, that's going to be another episode. Anyway, so yes, making sure that you're also spending time with your husband and make sure you're showing that you care, you love, and you appreciate. Okay, so we have 2 more lessons to go. How are we doing? Am I going too fast? Is it too much? I hope this is being helpful for you. And although you're not or I should say, if you are a listener and you're not a mom or you're not a working mom, I hope this will also help you and really inspire you, because being a mom isn't that bad. There are some lessons that I have learned, but it's all manageable. And lesson number 9 is, it is okay to be a working mom. ワーキングマザーになることは自分勝手じゃないし悪いことでもない。I used to feel really bad about leaving my kids at daycare and going to work, but I needed to get out of this mommy's guilt feeling thing. So now I'm showing my kids, I can do anything. I can be a mom and I can do what I still want to do. And it's a being, I believe, it is being a good role model for my girls. Kids are fine at daycare and they're actually learning. They're learning how to socialize with the other kids. And the root of the problem is this, that oftentimes moms judge each other about being a stay-at-home mom versus a working mom. But it's a choice. There are moms out there that they just didn't have an option but to stay at home because of the daycare arrangement. It could be financial resources or just a available spot. The important part is we all have to understand that we have a different expectation and we do not need to compare each other. The last lesson that I have learned, and I hope this is actually going to this lesson itself is going to just inspire you, for all the non-working mom out there or non-mom out there and anyone. Are you ready? Okay, the last lesson that I have learned is this. Being a mom is not over. ママだからってできないことはない。I hear people saying, once you become a mom, you have to give up on your career, or you can't wear cute clothes, or you can't hang out with friends, you don't have time to do anything to yourself. Okay, let's tackle that. You have to give up your own career? Not so much. I mean, you come back where you left. It's all about how you think. I understand that it's gonna be hard to do this transition, but nowadays, working mom is really common. So when you go to an interview, and I know many people are worried about, oh, what happened to this gap, the career gap? You can say, well, I was being a mom. And during being a mom, I was doing these volunteers. And I mean, let's be honest with you. Staying at home mom is the hardest job, right? So you can just kind of like make it your own experience and talk about it, and that's completely acceptable. I have even seen a resume in between a career A and B. Some people would put as a stay-at-home mom, and then they will put things that they have done, like her son's soccer. I was the team mom, like the leader of the mom, and doing the PTA, organizing events. Those skills can be transferred as well. And also, while you're staying at home, you can take advantage of the time and really think about what you really want to do and what you are really good at, so that you can actually get the job that you love. And I hear you saying, well, you can't really wear cute clothes anymore. I mean, come on. You can still rock your clothes, rock your style. It is your choice. I mean, I cannot wear high heels anymore, but I've seen moms wearing heels. And yes, your body shape may change, but this is part of being a mom, and you have to embrace it. Okay, so can't hang out with friends? Like I said, make new mommy friends. And to be honest with you, I also had to change my dynamic of my friends, because I mean, the topics that I talk about nowadays, it's really about, I don't know, poops. That's one thing that I talk a lot, but not in a nasty way, but my kids are asking me to wipe their butt all the time. or talk about the kids, whatever the things that the kids like LOL, num-nums, the descendant, and all that. So, and remember, I have 2 girls. So if you know what I am talking about, then yeah, we can be a buddy. But anyway, so yeah, I cannot really talk about pop culture because I'm not following. I'm more so following about other YouTube channels that my kids watch and all that. So yeah, the subject can be different. So that's why it's hard to go back to my older friend. But you know what? I have a great new mommy friends and they are my best friends. So people can change, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to have friends and you can't hang out with your old friends. You still can. Don't have the time to do anything. Okay, that's just an excuse. And guess what? Like, for example, I'm a mom of 2. And I started my own podcast and I started my side business after having 2 kids. And before kids, I didn't even do anything. So sometimes being a mom can really give you this motivation. And for example, if you are pregnant, I heard that being pregnant is the most productive time because you know you have your deadline. So you're trying to get things done as much as possible. And then once you become a mom, and of course there are so many things, but then you're going to be good at multitasking. And also you're going to be able to really learn how to manage your time as well. So I don't want you to tell yourself this excuses like, oh, I'm a mom, so I cannot. No, I'm a mom, so I can. That is the mentality. That is the mindset that you should have. Okay, so that was 10 lessons. Let's recap. So the lesson number 1 was there is no such a thing as a perfect mom. 完璧なママは必要ない. So that was lesson number 1. Lesson 2, understand what your kids want, not yours. 子供の気持ちを大切に. Number 3, it is okay not to cook every meal. Phew. ご飯は毎回手作りじゃなくてもいい. Lesson number 4, it is okay to have fun. Most of the time, the problem is you. ママだから忙しいから楽しめないというのは言い訳. Number 5, give the task to your husband. 旦那に任せること. Number 6, say sorry to your own kids. 子供に謝ること. Number 7, pick your battle. 時には目をつぶり子供との言い争いを避けること. Number 8, don't forget about you. ママであること以上に自分でいることを大切に. Number 9, it is okay to be a working mom. ワーキングマザーになることは自分勝手じゃないし悪いことでもない. And the last thing, lesson number 2 is being a mom is not over. ママだからってできないことはない. Okay, so that was all the lessons that, obviously I have learned more, but just the 10 major lessons that I wanted to share with you guys. Next week is a holiday, so I will not have a podcast. So I will see you guys the next year. That's just the next month, but it's kind of cool to say it next year, the 2018. So until then, have a happy holiday, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today. Make sure to subscribe to Her Confidence, Her Way podcast and leave a review, which will help this podcast to be more visible so that other women can find this podcast easily. For free monthly newsletter, free private Her Confidence, Her Way community, and learn how you can get free weekly lesson to help you build your self-confidence, go to www.theemmystyle.com. Ladies, you don't need a permission from someone else to believe yourself. Just be you, because you are amazing. Let's support each other and keep on building your confidence.